our viewers out there. My name is Heinrich Neetling and welcome to Mathematical Literacy. In our lesson today, we'll focus on strip charts and elevation maps. Now, before I start with our lesson, let me share something interesting with you. Did you know that the Cape Argus cycle race is the most beautiful bike race in the world? Starting and finishing in the shadow of Table Mountain, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. Now, this race is 109 kilometers route, right? With 1,220 meters elevation, making it the biggest timed race in the world. Now, I found that quite interesting. Now, what are our lesson objectives? Okay, so by the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify, define, and interpret strip charts and elevation maps. You must be able to determine general direction as well as cardinal points. Also, be able to distinguish between uphill and or downhill and or national or regional roads. Then also you must be able to identify key symbols indicated on a specific map. Also important, you must be able to calculate either distance, speed, or time. Okay? And then key here, perform time conversions. Also important in today's lesson is that you must be able to substitute correctly into a formula. And coupled with that, you must be able to manipulate, meaning change the subject of a given formula. All right, so that is our lesson objectives. Now let's quickly look at what we will focus on. As I've indicated, today's lesson will be on strip charts as well as on elevation maps. Okay, so that's the 2 things that we will be focusing on in today's lesson. Now let us look at some terminology, okay, that goes hand in hand with today's lesson. I've indicated here that a map is a 2-dimensional representation of an area of the Earth's surface, okay? For example, a strip map, okay? Then also relative position. It's a position relative to surrounding landmarks, right? Makes use of keywords such as left, right, up, down, etc. For example, we can say the church is on the left of the primary school, okay? Now, we also will need to focus on compass direction, okay? The 4 directions on a compass, as we can see here, right? North, south, east, and west, your main compass direction, also known as cardinal points. As I've indicated, north, east, south, and west. All right, now let us quickly do a quick practice, and I want you to work with me, okay? So I said here, question number 1, choose the correct answer. All right, so compass direction is also known as relative position or cardinal points. I agree with you. So that is indeed also known as cardinal points. Okay, so remember, compass direction is also known as your cardinal points. All right, let us look at another question. Question number 2. It says identify the type of map. Right, so what type of map that we see here? Right, so looking at this map, I'm sure you'll agree with me, this is an elevation map. Guys, are we clear? Can you see that's an elevation map? Okay, let's look at our next question. Question number 3 says the following, true or false? Elevation maps represent the height above sea level or the altitude at different locations. All right, definitely that's true. So note that elevation maps represents the height above sea level or the altitude at different locations. Then last question here, question number 4. Define, meaning write in words, the term strip chart. So basically a strip chart shows, right, distances, okay, between towns, okay, on a map. That's towns in South Africa. Okay, and normally this strip chart is drawn vertically, right? So if I say vertically, meaning from that point to that point. But we'll focus on this as we progress with our lesson. Okay, so it normally shows the distances between towns in South Africa, right? Okay, so let's look at other important words in terminology. So I've indicated here that a strip chart drawn vertically, as I've just indicated, right, on the page, and it shows distances on a national road between cities in South Africa, right? It is a map that primarily shows or displays roads and transport links rather than natural geographical information. Okay, this map is specifically useful when planning a trip. Okay, then there's no relationship between the length of the line joining any two places and the actual distance. Okay, so remember, actual distance refer to kilometers, real life distance. Then on the other hand, we are looking at elevation maps, right? This is also known as a profile map. And then on the internet, they refer to it as Map My Ride maps, okay? This elevation map represents the height above sea level or the altitude at different locations. Then inclines refer to your uphills, and then declines refer to your downhills. And distances may also be shown on your elevation map. Then this type of map is useful for marathon runners and athletes. All right, guys, let us quickly take a short advert break. After the break, we'll put all of this into context. See you now.